Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Lady Nika, and with tonight's premiere episode of Greenleaf. This is season 3, episode 1, Strange Currents, and it was some good shit, bitch. It's gonna be some good stuff on this old nasty piece of church drama. And I am planning on being here every single week to sit here and fellowship with you all about the foolery, the fuckery, the lies, the deceit, and the scandals, all inside the mega church. So, with that, let's begin the review. Child, we open up with Rochelle waking up a sleeping bishop. He done went, remember at the end of last episode, he went over to the Biltmore Hotel, and that's where she been staying. Well, apparently, he had been asleep for some time, and Rochelle was waking him up. She said, I didn't order room service because I didn't want people to think anything. He thanks her for listening, and she said she was glad she could help. In fact, she wished she had been able to do more, and she came upon him in a suggesting way. And he reminded her, I'm still married. Then she helps him get himself together with his clothes and his tie and whatnot. He getting ready to leave, and then again she tried to hit on him again, and he reminded her again, I'm married. She said, but she put you out. He said, but I still have to be reminded that I'm a married man that God created. Well, something like that he said. That wasn't in his exact words. Was basically he said that he a man of the cloth and he ain't doing that with her. Okay? So, he checks his phone and find out that he done been got a call all night long. Zora done run off with Isaiah. Then it switches over to the Greenleaf plantation, and you have Lady May, Gigi, and Sophia at the breakfast table talking about the time that Sophia saw him get rough with Zora before. Then Charity comes, and you know, she just amazed that all of this shit done been going on while she was gone. She mentions that Kevin has resurfaced, and he talking about he want to spend time with the baby and whatnot, and she just aggravated by that. And then, you know, to know that all of this stuff been going on right here in this little short time, that and I ain't had no idea any of it was going on. So she decided to get Sophia to help her get her bags up, and she frustrated, she walked off. Gigi, seeing that Lady May is in her fields, remember at the end of last episode, she put Bishop out because Aunt Mavis had said that he and her had been having an ongoing affair throughout the years, okay? So she in her feelings and whatnot, and she begins, as Gigi trying to comfort her, she blaming Gigi for all that is messed up. After she said all of this, and you promised me that when you came back, you were not going to sow discord. Gigi reminds her, this shit ain't happened because of me, Mom. This ain't have nothing to do with me. This all happened because of y'all lies and cover-ups. But the good lady wasn't hearing that, so she decided to lay blame and walk off in her fields. Now, Zora done been found. She's safe, y'all. She's safe. We ain't got to worry about our baby Zora with her little, what she be, marijuana smoking ass, or she be trying to roll up her pills and whatnot. Anyway, Jacob talking to her about, you know, taking all her stuff. He done took her phone, her ATM card. He say, me and your mama is watching you. We right here. We ain't right here, but we right here. We see you. So anything you need, we will be on top of. So you don't need privileges. Clarissa is over there trying to be nice to her, offering her something to eat. She got smart and said, oh, I'm allowed to eat in this prison. Jacob wasn't having that with her mouth, because Clarissa want Jacob to calm down. He had to remind her, look here, we just found her on the outskirts of town at a shady motel, a roach motel with that boy. He lucky I didn't file charges against him. Zora said, well, you lucky he ain't filed charges against you. Jacob said, oh, you want to talk shit? Oh, okay then. Pocket check. Make sure you ain't got nothing, and then send her off to her damn room. Go in there and think about what you just said to me. Because I ain't here for your foolishness, your fuckery, and your smart mouth all together. Now, Charity had met, I told y'all that. Rochelle floats her ass into Bishop's office and was just about to walk in when Kareem, remember that's the secretary, say, excuse me, you want to see the bishop? She said, yes. She said, well, he might not be available. Hold on. So she calls into his office, and his happy ass let her in. So she goes into the office and she's talking about how she been praying for Zora, and he told her that Zora had been found and she was home. Then he asked her to close the door, and I was like, close the door for what? She closes the door. Did y'all see that little smug smirk she gave to Corinne when she closed the bishop door? Now, Miss Coochie Cross, don't get your ass cussed out on this show, because just because it's a church show, you still can get this work. I don't like this hoe. He thanks her for talking with him, but says they need not spend so much time together. You're welcome to come fellowship, but because I am a man of the cloth and I'm still married, I think we need to chill out a little bit. Now, Gigi came into the office area of the bishop, and Corinne asked her, my dad in there? Yeah, go on right on in. I said, I know that's right. Break it up with Corinne, because you right here. You see what I see. And then Gigi joined us, because when she opened up the door, Bishop looking like he caught, and old Rochelle got old smirk on her face. She came to ask her dad, did he want to have coffee? And, of course, Frollo left, okay? Clarissa at the house trying to talk to Zora. Zora finally did admit that she's sorry for running off, and she understands that, you know, she upset at the fact that she worried about her daddy could have gotten into a lot of trouble for hitting Isaiah in her honor. So I guess she gonna get her shit together. Gigi and Bishop having coffee, and she asked if what Mavis said was true. He said it's none of her business and she need to leave it alone. So that made her feel like it must be some truth to this shit. Jacob at the church having a meeting with Brittany, the little church girl. And she talking about how much money them been spent around that church as of late, and they ain't pulling it in the collection plate to put back some of that on Sundays. He telling her, look, we're going to be streaming live soon, and that money will come back to us tenfold. We're going to be just fine. She was talking to him like he wouldn't, you know, he wasn't the pastor, and she wasn't an employee of the church. Tasha Skanks overhears it. So when Brittany walks out, she walks up and says she ain't never heard Brittany talk to Pastor Skanks like that, and tells Jacob, maybe you should fire her. I don't trust that hoe either. Kevin has resurfaced, as I said, and he's talking to Charity on the phone about seeing the son. She apprehensive about that because, as we all know, Kevin disappeared. He wrote a letter and disappeared. We thought it was a Dear John. We didn't know it's a Dear We'll be back soon as I get my shit together and be able to come to the terms with the fact that I'm a homosexual man. We thought she was gone. So now he's back, and he's kind of like demanding time with the son. But he tell her, look, I had to go in order to get myself back together, right? Because I wasn't good doing too well. That's why I ran off and whatnot. And Charity ain't really trying to hear that shit. Now, Bishop sees a letter that was sent by the IRS. And he goes to Lady May's office. She's still in her fields because she done put his ass out. And they had been calling him all night. And he wasn't answering his phone. So she thinking he with a woman. Preferably probably her sister. Or else this little coochie cutter that's running around here, Rochelle. He said, I was at the Biltmore because a crazy woman put me out my house and I was asleep. But do you want to hear about what this letter said or not? She said, James, what is the problem? He said, look here, remember when Max said that he was going to handle our IRS situations? Well, the motherfucker took a bribe. And the person that he took the bribe from then got caught. And now the IRS is sending us this letter saying that we need to come up with $22 million, not two, 20, just $2 million in 90 days, or they're going to be charged with tax evasion. And apparently, Mac is all behind all of that shit. She like, how did you let this happen? He said, that was your damn brother. He said, look, right now, we need to put on a united front and figure out what we're going to do. Are you going to let me come back to the house? And she said, hell no. I said, oh. Jacob is talking to Clarissa about Brittany and her behavior and how she spoke to him, and how Tasha had suggested possibly firing her. But Clarissa said, no, she's been here since the inception of the church, and she does her job pretty well. Then the bishop called, and he tells him that Lady May put him out. He's surprised to hear that. While he talking to his daddy, the phone beeps and it's his mama on the other end. So he tells daddy, hold on, let me go back over there. Let me see what mama want. Lady May calling to check on Zora. And then Jacob says she's fine. And he also mentions dad said you put him out. She said, well, did he tell you why? And then I had another faux pas, y'all. Because I don't know what the fuck happened after that. Because I got yet another phone call. And in the few seconds it took me to call, answer the call, tell her ass I can't talk, and get back to the hotline. Girl, I don't know what I missed, because when I looked up, it was a commercial again. So if it was anything important that happened, I think that phone hung up. One of them hung up. But I don't know exactly what happened. So if y'all want to get in the pen and tell me what happened, if it was important, please do so. If that shit wasn't nothing important, you ain't got to write that shit to me, because I don't think I missed too much. Now, Jacob and Gigi and Jacob is having a conversation. Clarissa and Charity there, too. She's saying that Jacob needs to talk to their mom because she don't know what to say to her. Gigi tells him that Mavis and Bishop apparently had an affair, and he was like, but that was before him and mom. Nah, this shit been going on since they got married. And he was like, wow. So it's an ongoing affair. And Gigi can't say for certain, but what she did say is, look, when I talked to Daddy about it, he didn't want to talk about it, period. Which leads me to believe that something is going on. Clarissa said at this point, she's not going to forgive her for this. Forgive him for what he's done. Charity tell him, Gigi, you need to talk to them. You need to talk to her, because you're the one that was able to get Mama and Aunt Mavis to even talk to each other again. So you need to do something. Gigi telling Jacob he need to do something. Charlie just telling each other they need to do something. Jacob said, look, I'll go and talk to Dad. I'll go talk to Mom and everything. But as far as Dad, I feel like it's time for him to live with what he created. Because when I had my little trice on the side, he wore me down, set me down, and everything else. So maybe it's time for the good Bishop to get a little bit of taste of what it feels like to be human and make a mistake, okay? Gigi asked her dude, I can't remember what his damn name is. Now that I do want y'all to put in the panic section. By episode 3, I'm going to remember everybody. But that's Rick Fox, okay? She asking him to attend church. He ain't trying to do that. Y'all heard the story last season, how he feel about the church. So he really ain't trying to do that, okay? Then we go to a scene of Lady Mae preparing for bed at home. And she looking all tore up and hurt and in her feels. And Bishop, he over there at the Biltmore, he ain't feeling his grace, because he in this strange bed, and he just reflecting just like her over this big mess that they created, all because both of them don't do nothing but lie and cover up shit. That's the reason why they where they at right now. Now, May is at the breakfast table as Gigi comes down and asks why she not dressed for church. She said, I can't go up in that church and watch your daddy sit up there and act like everything is good with us. Child, please. So let's go to church. You got Charity up there leading the up-tempo church gospel number, and the church is rocking to the music, and supposedly the presence of the Lord is being felt throughout the church. Afterwards, Bishop comes up and tries to hug her like he always do when she be leading them songs and it be good. But see, Charity in her feelings, because she feel like now she know what's going on between her parents. She ain't feeling what her daddy did to her. So she in her feels about the situation, and she rebuffs him. He notices it, but he can't focus on that because he got a whole congregation of people expecting him to bring a word. Lady Mae is taking herself a long walk down in the park. So she get herself together, and then she has this moment where she breaks down, and later on we see her sitting at her eatery. And meanwhile, Bishop is trying to hold it together and start his sermon. Rochelle in the audience cheering him on, to Gigi's dismay, because she looked over there at her. Later, Lady Mae goes to Jacob Church, and she don't actually go in, but she opens the door to the sanctuary, and she peeks in as he preaching the word, and Tasha Skank see her and have her come over and have a cup of tea with her, and she accepted the offer. Lady Mae asks her, is this what you do now? Because you once was first lady. And Tasha was like, you know, she didn't really want to talk about that. But it seemed like what they got Tasha doing now is setting up the fellowship table, girl. They standing there talking, then Tasha tells her, oh shit, I done leaned over, bitch, I'm tired. She done told her about some pastor she heard about down in Winston-Salem who left his wife for a younger woman, and the woman wound up destitute, the wife did, and one day the young new girl comes home, winds up slipping, falling real bad, and now she's in a home, and you know, she in a bad way or whatnot. That kind of touched home, and I think the girl did it on purpose because remember, Tasha is in cahoots with her husband to get back at the Greenleafs. Not only because of the church situation where Jacob took the church from his ass, but because, remember, it was Skank's sister that died in that damn, Skank's daddy that died, I think, yeah, the daddy died at the old cavalry site when Matt set the place on fire for insurance so they could build bigger and better. Yeah. So she telling her this and she know that's fucking with her. Then May decides, I'm going to go ahead and leave. Oh, you're not going to stay? No, I'm not going to stay. So she rushes off and Tasha gave her that look like, mission accomplished. So it's a mess going on with that. Now back inside, we hear Jacob doing the prayer before the offering. And later on, he and Clarissa was talking in his office. He said he was off his game today because all he could think about is keeping his eyes on his daughter in case she try to slip out the back or something like that. Then Brittany comes in and asks him, what was going on? Get out of here. Get out of here. Tasha, Brittany coming there talking about you was off today, and it reflected in the collection plate. At that point, he done had enough of her. So he fired her ass. He fired her. Told her he need a person there that's going to help them build up, not tear them down and remind them of every little flaw. So he sends her on about her way. Kevin has returned. He at church. He talked to Charity after church. And he's basically saying he want to see his son. She said she don't know. And plus she leaving in a few days to go back and join her tour. He said, well, leave him here with me. She said, I don't know about that. He said, well, either you gonna stay or you gonna let him stay with me, because if you take him across state lines, then that's kidnapping. That's a threat he just gave her. Now, I had felt the kind of ways about this motherfucker by the name of Kevin. It's okay for you to decide to write a dear I need to get myself together letter and disappear for umpteenth amount of time, and that's okay. You left her to deal with the baby. But you think that you have the right to come back into this woman's life and make demands about a child that you basically abandoned because you had a problem dealing with your sexuality? Nigga, please. Shit. Baby Charity was standing there shocked. I think I'd have made a scene that day. Oh, everybody would have known what he gave because I would have read him down and added that in. Yes, I would have. Rochelle approaches a walking Gigi as she's going down the hall offering her financial services. And Gigi said, she was being polite and said she may take up on that offer one day. Jabari and Charity is talking about this show in Mississippi and rejoining the tour when she has to tell him that she can't do it because Kevin back and they having issues with the custody situation with the baby. He like, you done signed contracts, this is important. She said, but that's my child. So he got to learn to deal with that situation. Child, we see Tasha on the phone sympathizing with Brittany, even though she the one that suggested to Jacob that he fire her. Then she goes over there, and her and Rochelle sitting there talking, too, about stepping her game up to get hold to the bishop. I told you there ain't nothing but a bunch of mess. Gigi meet up with her boo thing again, and she tells him that she feels Rochelle is trying to be a home wrecker. She said, I know she's done this in the past in another church, but I feel like she's trying to cause a wedge between my parents, and I ain't here for that. She not going to get into my church like that without a fight. Bishop comes to the house because he need to get him some clothes. He tell me, I'm just here to get the clothes. She said, James. So he comes back into the room and she said, you can come home until we figure out this IRS mess. But after we get that settled, I simply don't know. And then we had a leak in this old building. And my soul has got to move. That's where it ended off, yeah. That's it. Tomorrow, I think, is part 2 of the 2-part opener. I will try my best to come back Wednesday night and do that along with Black Ink Crew. But tomorrow is my date with Ben, and y'all know sometimes I don't be right after that. That's the reason why I decided to stay up the extra time tonight and put out the have and have nots as well as this episode of Greenleaf. If you do not see an upload tomorrow, that just means that I need a couple of hours to get my shit together, and I will be back on Thursday with Black Ink Crew Chicago as well as part 2 of the Greenleaf season opener. Okay, y'all remember, the depth of y'all struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember to rate, comment, subscribe, share the video. Have a great night, and if I don't see you tomorrow, have a wonderful Wednesday. Peace.